All right.
Hello, Habibi.
Welcome to London.
Welcome back.
My name is Dee.
I am Lish.
And this is
Allow
Allow
It.
It.
So
Looking like a nice little brown ting.
brown ting. Talk to me
A
nicely.
little brownie ting. Even with the brown top, I see what you're doing. Now you got
I'm
your
just
tan.
like,
You
I
feel
mean, I
good.
feel the face needed to be tanned a little bit more, but that sun was sunning. So I needed to have a little hat situation.
Of course, exactly.
At all times.
Yeah. No, the tan looks good on you.
Thank you.
We've been living our best lives
Yes.
in the land of what?
I don't even know. I don't know where I was. It felt like an illusion.
You know what? It's crazy. I genuinely thought it was like a metaverse type.
Yeah,
thing.
it's weird, right?
Even when we were driving when we were being driven around and stuff like that, and you can see the buildings and the lights and it genuinely didn't seem real.
It felt. I mean, anybody that has watched the Jetsons as a child, it felt like that to me.
What, the Jetsons?
Yeah.
I have to look it up because I don't think I've ever watched it.
It's a cartoon, which is crazy because I thought it's really old. When is it? The Jetsons is probably from maybe the 70s or the 60s, I think.
Okay.
It's the same time around the time the Flintstones came out.
Okay, cool.
So it was like the Flintstones and the Jetsons. And the Jetsons was supposed to be like how we would be living in the future. So those tall buildings in the sky, flying cars, all of that stuff. So it reminded me of the Jetsons, obviously just without the flying cars. But yeah.
The museums in the air.
Oh my gosh.
It's Dubai.
Yeah.
We have to go back.
It's a place indeed.
I don't think people describe it well enough.
Because,
I genuinely don't think the social media version of what we see of Dubai is the best version of what Dubai has got to bring.
And I feel like because a lot of people, we got the opportunity to explore, not just the main like city part. We got to also explore, residential where people live as well, and things like where everyday people are living. And I thought that was
it's
pretty
not just,
cool.
It's not just the girls on the yachts and thongs.
Exactly.
It's not just that.
In the marina.
Exactly. It's not just the marina. It's not just the mall. The mall was amazing.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't enjoy the mall. It's not really a thing for me.
I
hate malls point blank. Yes, I'm sure the infrastructure is amazing and it's beautiful. I just enjoyed the show at the end, the show outside of the mall. But the descriptions, all of that, I just don't think people do it justice, to be honest. They show the glitz and the glam and they don't really show like the real heart of of Dubai. It was amazing. It genuinely was like a metaverse.
It was so fun. The people were amazing. They were super nice.
The men,
oh my gosh.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
As soon as you enter that airport.
It starts from the airport.
Those men were beautiful.
The airport.
They were beautiful.
It starts from the airport.
It's the white, they had the white jalamiyas with the black ring on the top there. I'm not so sure what it's called, but those men just stunning, beautiful men. One of them looked like he was like straight out of a magazine type stuff.
Yeah. No, it was when when we were coming down to go to customs.
You walk from there.
Yeah.
Give me a scenario. You walk from
we walk from the plane. We're walking, and already, I'm like, okay, you see the airport, but it's for me. I'm like, okay, when you're traveling any other place, it's when you see that waterfall in the airport, and then you're coming down the escalator,
you see white jalamiyas.
Oh my gosh, that's when I knew. I was like, wow,
my daddy is here.
I have arrived.
My daddy is
I have
here.
arrived by far. Dubai has the illest customs situation I've ever seen in my life.
Almost looked like a woman's, like literally like a brothel.
And I've been to a lot of customs, and I'm just like, wow.
It's like a
wow.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful man. And
wow.
The easy breeziness of it too. Just like, here, stand here, stand here, stand here.
It's so
Look
nice.
into this, that's it. And
no, they're really, really, really
and
nice.
You know, especially like I told you, they were like, "Oh, we love Zimbabweans here." Da, 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 da. I said, "Thank you. We love you too. Look at you. Do you love me? I love you."
Oh my gosh!
It was
like actually, we love each other.
We love each other. It was a beautiful, beautiful place. There's a couple of things that obviously I'm like, a bit iffy for me, only because I'd gone with kids. I told you about the random sort of
that happened to us as well.
Creepy looking men, like generalization of what a creepy man would look like. Taking video of the boys in the pool and stuff like that. And you know, people are gonna say it's like, I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, it's a cultural thing. They're most probably admiring your skin tone and admiring da da da. And I kind of get that in one aspect, but in another aspect, first of all, manners.
Thank you. Exactly.
Like you should be able to just ask, is it okay if I film your child? I feel like is it okay if I take a picture of your child?
Etiquette.
Also, Dubai is well known for tourism, so you should know that there's people from different cultural backgrounds, so therefore respect that too, the way we're respecting your culture when we were there.
Exactly.
You know, the modesty in certain areas, you know, the fact that most of the food is halal. We didn't have like alcohol on deck like you do on most holidays. It was there, but it was not as accessible. You're not going to find it in stores and So we weren't roaming the streets trashed and looking for booze and a good time.
We were out here
Exactly. So we respected that. So I wish they respected that a little bit more. So yeah, that's the one thing I didn't sort of like. I felt like my kids were in a zoo somewhat because they just the random pictures left, right, and center. Also, I see the fascination. By the way, I very rarely saw any twins there at all. So I also get the fascination of black twins. So they were every 2 minutes. Even when I went to the beach, Jumeirah Beach, they were sleeping. And I even had the cover, and one woman genuinely had the audacity to like lift up the cover to see what was going on.
What?
Inside. Yeah, it's just like, wow, people are really bold here. They couldn't get, and they kept like, oh, twins? I'm like, yeah, they're twins, but please, you know, just back up. It's really okay. Mm-hmm. There's a lady that was in the same hotel as us, and she's from Romania, and she said that her child, her baby girl, thought my twins were Cody from Cocomelon.
Oh, no, she said there's two Codys. She said there's two of them.
She was so fascinated.
Oh,
she was adorable. First of all, she was adorable. Second of all, the family was super nice and super respectful. Yeah. Her husband travels for business. Okay. He's there for business, but he thought he would bring his family along because the weather was great this time. But she said that she bought like the Cocomelon collection of like Cody. I don't know what the other ones are. Yeah, I just know Cody. She bought that collection for her daughter to play with, like as actual dolls. So she genuinely thought my twins were like two Codys. She was just so fascinated. She's only 2. She was so fascinated.
She was like, Cody. Oh
She's like, wow, they're really alive. She kept on saying to her mom, oh my goodness, look at them. They're moving. Cody's moving. Cody's in the pool.
Oh my God.
So I was like, wow, just the it's crazy because the lack of diversity from where they come from. The fact that this kid thought the only really black character that she knows is Cody from Cocomelon. And she thought my kids were Cody.
That has to be a first. Wow.
It really, if every day we went to the pool, she was amazed. She was amazed. She's only 2 or something.
She's like, wow, what's happening here?
She's like, what is really happening?
That's
Cody's
funny.
alive.
2 Codys.
Cody's alive.
2 of them, not 1, but 2.
What were sort of like your cons as well
the food. I hated the food.
Yeah, I think it's because we had our children with us and we didn't have the chance
to explore
more food places, more restaurants and stuff like that.
I agree, but from what I could see as well, when people say I love Dubai, but then when people say it's a made up place, I understand because I feel like they adapted a lot of American and British cultures. A lot of the restaurants that were there, they're here in the UK as well. We've gone to them. Mm-hmm. They had Burger King, Hardee's,
Popeyes,
McDonald's. I was just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Am I back in the States?
Yeah, I don't think it's them that have adopted it. I think it's the fact that the British and the American companies and the French companies as well were like, okay, Dubai is where it's hip and happening. So let's just go and infiltrate it because there's a lot of expats there. Because expats want to feel like they're at home.
Of course.
So they kind of gonna do that.
Yeah, we tried some local places. I'm obsessed with a fattoush salad.
Oh, I didn't think I tried that.
Oh, it's really nice. Good? Yeah. So I mean, that's what I had most of the time was a fattoush salad.
Yeah, you were really vegan out there.
Yeah, I was. Seriously. Seriously, like I came back and I lost some weight.
Yeah, of course, we tried for you, but there was nothing there for us. I didn't try any of the like local food. It was really adapted to expats and immigrants. Even like there's a huge Asian community there, Indian community. So most of the restaurants are Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi. And of course, there used to be quite a large Nigerian community there, not so much anymore because of the sanctions that they have against them. Yeah. But they also have a lot of Nigerian restaurants there. So it was, like you said, I don't think I actually tasted anything local. Yeah. What you would call, I don't know, native Dubai food. That's a thing.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so either. I did buy some chocolate made out of camel milk.
Oh, get out!
Yes.
Was it any good? You never told me.
I haven't tried it. I ended up getting it at the airport because I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't get anything for my team, so I was like, I need to,
hook them
grab
up with
some like sweets or something. Yeah. So I went to duty free. And the guy was like, oh, this is... Because I said, again, I was like, you guys have everything here that I could get in the UK. Like, what is specific
They even had Harrods there.
Yeah, I was like, what's specific to, Dubai? And he was like, oh, we have this chocolate. It's specifically made here. And it's made out of camel milk.
Wow, that's so interesting.
So I was like, ooh, okay.
You should give me some feedback when they eventually have it to see if it's any good.
So, I bought that and then bought some, like, Arabian sweets. Because I was like, the time went so quickly, and I wanted to go to the dates market in Abu Dhabi, but we didn't make it. That's another place. We went to Abu Dhabi for the day, but I would 100% like to
go back again.
Yeah, and explore it more and spend a couple more days there.
Don't worry, God will make it happen.
Yes. Yeah. Amen. From your mouth to God's ears.
God is gonna make it happen.
And also without children. So that brings me into my question to you though. How do you think it felt, especially because you have twins, navigating a family holiday, especially with younger children? Do you have any pointers and tips in how, you should prepare for such a trip, or, things to look out for, things you would do differently on your next holiday?
I think you should prepare not to plan anything for the days that you're there. Don't try and plan all the excursions. Don't try and plan your days. Just go with the flow with the time. So I think my number one pro tip is to go with the flow, depending on how the kids are feeling. Because if you're trying to, you just be heavily disappointed. Yeah. If you're trying to do everything and anything, try your best to go with, if you're not going with your partner, if you have a partner, if you're not going with a partner, try your best to go with a family member or someone who can support you. So that on days like the day we went on the desert safari tour, for instance, the boys were at the hotel with their dad and I went solo. So you can kind of do those things alone, because it's a very heavy and long day for 1-year-olds to try and go through, for sure. 100%. Although Lily did great though which
he
was
did,
good.
surprisingly.
Yeah, he turned up towards the end.
By the end, he was like, he was okay, I had enough. But
yeah, so if we had 3 of them, then it would have been a completely different story. I think that's pro tip number 1. Pro tip number 2 for me is the flight times. So they slept the whole time on both flights. The first one was a red eye, so evening flight. So they slept literally the whole night because it's their bedtime. And then the second flight was super, super early morning. So it was like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or something like that. So they would be asleep anyway in general. So they slept the whole entire time until maybe the last, let's say, last 30 or 40 minutes of the flight. Then they were kind of awake and turning up.
Yeah.
But the less anxious you are on a flight, the better for the kids.
Yeah.
Because they kind of feel your energies. If you're over here like anxious and thinking, am I going to disturb anyone on the flight or this, that, and the other, then it's going to bother them too. So it's just easier to book flights that go according to their like nap times or bed times. Yeah. I think that's what I kind of have to contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me it was definitely different because, as they say, no kid is ever the same. So I traveled a lot with Layla, and she was a dream baby on flights, and I had no issues with her. My son, on the other hand, wow. And I'm an anxious flyer. I'm super anxious. And it's not even about like a kid making noise or anything like that. It's just that I'm anxious.
You're just anxious
flying. Anyways, I don't like to fly. So then now to have to, calm somebody else down, it was like, and we didn't book a red eye. We flew both times in the morning. So going, he was with his dad. I ran away from my responsibilities.
As you should, if you can.
Yeah.
Honestly, as you should if you can. If you can do that, please. Go ahead.
That is definitely a pro tip from me.
Because a happy mom is
if you are flying with someone, you're able to leave the children with that person, do that.
Go sit somewhere else.
Yes, go sit somewhere else, which is exactly what I did. I sat somewhere else. But obviously coming back, I couldn't get away. So coming back, I was with the kids. Mm-hmm. So Liam, before takeoff, he was on one. He was screaming his head off. And then we finally got him to calm down. And then by the time we actually took off, he ended up falling asleep, which was great. That's good. Yeah. So he fell asleep for the first couple hours of the flight, but as I said, because it was a morning flight, I knew he wasn't gonna sleep the majority of the plane ride. So I think what I would do differently is make sure I have more things to entertain him with. Okay. I feel like I didn't have anything to entertain him with on the flight. Yeah.
And they're not really into iPads.
Yeah, he's not into like the phone or the gadgets.
Not into it at all.
I probably would have gotten like coloring or like things that he could like
fiddle with,
play with, because he definitely was bored when he was up. If he had the choice, he wanted to be running up and down the he wanted to be up and down the whole plane. So me and his dad were passing him back and forth so he could just have a little bit of to feel like he was moving around. By landing, of course, when it was time to land, he ended up falling asleep. Oh, of course, yeah. But on the trip, it's the same as you said. Before going, there were a whole bunch of things that I wanted to do that I was just like, should I book this? Should I book that? Exactly, yeah. There's so many things that I wanted to do, but I did stop myself. And because, as you said, when you're traveling with kids, you never know. So just to avoid being disappointed, it's better to just go with the flow. Mm-hmm. I did get to do one of the main things that I wanted to do was go to Abu Dhabi, which was great, but I booked it the day before.
Last minute, exactly.
So I booked it the day before going. But yeah, I would say that if you are going somewhere as Dee said, and there are things that you really, really want to do, if you have that option of bringing a nanny or something with you, definitely, do that.
If you've got the option of booking business class,
yes, definitely go for it.
Yeah, but obviously we've got quite a big family, so you know that budget was not budgeting that way.
No.
Another thing also is to use the facilities at the hotel to your advantage.
Yes, exactly.
You're there for a reason.
Exactly.
You paid for it.
Exactly.
And I understand a lot of people, obviously, when you're on a solo holiday or holiday with your girls, your boys, whoever it may be, you don't necessarily spend any time in that hotel. You're going there to just sleep, shower, and get out.
Yeah.
But when you're with your family, if you realize, okay, today is not a good day, especially the boys were sick. Sets of boys were sick. So it was a case of, okay, the facilities in the hotel are here. Let me just use them to the full advantage.
Yeah,
Pool days all day.
Yeah. No, for me, 100. And I don't mind. This is for me too. This is why I like to go on vacation with people that have the same mindset, because I don't mind sitting at the pool all day. I don't mind at all. Especially in the sun, considering what we got to deal with here right now.
I do not mind that at all.
I'm like, I will sit at the pool all day, every day. By the end of my trip, the lifeguard and the bartender, we were best friends.
I was even best friends with them too.
Every day. What's 100% use the facilities. Yes,
use the facilities at the hotel. I like the balance of having another family there on holiday with us, because when my kids are a lot younger than Lish's, but then I've obviously got Cam, who's 6 turning 7. There were days when I couldn't do stuff with him, and then there was days when his dad also couldn't do stuff with him because he was doing his own solo thing or whatever it may be, enjoying his holiday, separate from the family. So during that time, I was able to call up Lish and say, hey, Lish, what you guys doing for the day?
Yeah.
We're going to come drop off Cam. So whatever you guys are doing, he can live his best life and have the best holiday too. Instead of him being restricted with us the whole entire time because I've got the younger twins and I can't do anything. So if you're going on family holidays, try and go with another family, but another family that's on the same wavelength.
Yeah, that's important.
That's very important.
Not just any other family.
Yeah, exactly. Don't just lug around any other family for the sake of it.
Yeah.
For you to end up getting there and you butting heads the whole entire time. So, you know, that doesn't work out at all. The age groups were also quite similar. So it helped us to navigate. We had very few tussling while we're out there with any of the kids. Everyone was kind of more or less on the same page because, you know, they're similar ages, so they have the same interests. So yeah, I think it's important to go with another family as well, just in case. I know when my twins are older, I won't necessarily need to do that because
they'll have
obviously,
each other.
Exactly, they'll have each other, number one, and then I can still take Cam wherever he wants to go or whatever he wants to do. But he was quite happy to also go with the flow. He was happy to spend the whole day at the pool. He couldn't care less.
The girls as well.
Yeah.
They're like they're fine. They're fine being at the pool all day.
Room, food, pool.
They're ready to go to the pool. They were making up dance routines and everything in the water.
What are those?
I forgot what they're called.
What are they called? Yeah. The ones that do the dances in the water.
That's what they wanted. That's what they were doing. And we met so many people as well.
My goodness. So everyone is so friendly there, and they were not natives.
Yeah,
actually, because obviously it's a hotel, so a lot of the people were from everywhere. I met a lady from Turkey. She was super nice. One thing though, however, is that although I feel like I don't know if do I explain it? They were all very rich.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to be a very secure person.
Yeah. Everybody's husband
if you want to go
for business.
Everyone's husband was there for business. Place.
Yeah.
They all didn't work a day in their life since they got married. Because the husband was taking care of everything. And that's a generalization for all the women that I met. None of them worked.
Yeah, I think I had one conversation with one person, and she was like, "Oh no, since I had my daughter, I don't work." Yeah. I felt like, "Ooh, okay."
That was pure shade.
She hit me with the. I don't even know.
No, you being a laborer.
Yeah, basically. Basically.
Not you being a laborer.
Not you having a job.
Having a job.
Where did they do that at? She's like, no.
They were all very rich and living off their partners, their significant others. So yeah, that I don't know if it's because of the hotels that we're in or the location we were in.
Yeah, I don't know. But my hotel was a gym and a spa, so there were also locals that lived there that were using the facilities. So yeah, they talked about how they, because I'm like, how are you able to spend your whole summer outside of Dubai because it's too hot?
It's like, oh, it's too hot. So
so we're
my
going.
whole family goes to Europe. Yeah, but
I met one that's going to Japan.
Who's got that opportunity?
I'm like, wow.
The one of the ones I spoke to, I was like, wow. It just it puts everything into perspective, because it's just like, these people really live. They're so out of touch with reality. It's no fault of their own. They just have money. It's not their fault. Do you know what I mean? It's not their fault that they're out of touch. They just have so much money. You know, she was originally Turkish, but she lives in New York, in Manhattan. Her kids are in international school in Turkey. Her husband is there doing business wherever. After, she's like, I'm spending 20 days in Dubai. 20 days in Dubai at a hotel. Days. My sons are going to come and join me.
I just wanted to at least get 10.
Yeah. She said after that, we're going to go to Italy, and then the south of France, and then we're going to go back to New York. Like, it's just, like, it's not most people's reality.
Yeah.
It's just not. And then I was just doing all of the listening, because I've got nothing I can't talk to you. Really, technically. Yeah. I can't say anything back, because I'm going back to London, going back to work. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going back to London.
I gotta go back to work.
And I gotta go back to work with my twins and another son. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Definitely.
Because I couldn't spend all my time on mat leave, because I've got to go back to work in order for me to pay the bills. It's not possible for a single income household in London. It's just so hard. Unless you want to live a life where it's not, you're not getting the things that you want, basically.
Yeah, if you're comfortable with living
a very
average.
I don't want to call it that, because for some people it's satisfactory, right?
Yeah, right? But it's average. Average at best. It is average. Yeah, very basic lifestyle.
Very basic lifestyle.
Yeah. But then, I mean, people that do live basic lifestyle too, they still, I mean, you remember there used to be I remember seeing this show, what was it called? Rich Kids Go Skint or whatever. So there'd be these like wealthy kids that will go on holiday with people that
of low income households.
Yeah. And they'll go to like a caravan park or things like that. Instead of doing their lavish holidays
that they normally do.
But even though I'm sure they would love like an extravagant holiday somewhere else, they've still managed to be like, okay, we're still gonna go somewhere. Maybe we're gonna be in the UK, but we're still going somewhere. We're still doing something, whether we're camping or whatever. We're still doing something, and I think a lot of people are okay with that.
I'm not camping.
Glamping?
I'm not glamping.
I want to glamp.
Go ahead.
We should glamp.
All by yourself.
I think glamping would be fun.
Oh, no, my ring just disappearing.
Wow. Because it was you're hating on the glamping.
I'm not glamping. I'm not doing it. I'm just not. Because the issue is that with this UK weather, You just stuck
Yeah,
in the
you don't know what you're gonna get.
You not know what you're gonna get. We've always been lucky because we did that staycation where the weather was pristine.
No, the last one with the babies.
I know the weather was a bit.
Nah, the weather not a bit. It was So you remember we tried to do the beach day. We almost,
oh my God!
We almost gave the Cam and Lay hypothermia. They came out of the water like
freezing. Freezing.
That cracks me up because when I took him to the beach in Dubai and he hopped in the water, he's like, "This water is warm."
Oh yes, he was surprised. He said, "What is this?"
He said, "The water is so warm." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Since
he had gone to Dubai again, wasn't
he was
it? Really?
Yeah,
a few years.
Yeah.
I think a couple years since he had been last to Dubai. So.
It was before I got pregnant with Liam. But it's the same year I got pregnant with Liam.
Oh, they went to Dubai then as well?
Yeah, they went in February. I remember because when they came back, we had that big storm.
Oh, God. Yeah, don't remind me about this UK weather.
Yeah.
But, even what we were saying, I think... in terms of like entertainment for the kids, I could for the younger kids, I couldn't give them anything. They didn't want no iPads, they didn't want nothing.
Yeah.
They just was not interested. There's nothing you can do about the heat. They were overheated. They were
Liam's
too
cheeks
hot.
Were red.
They were just too hot. There's just nothing. We were enjoying it.
Yeah.
But they were not feeling it.
Yeah.
The only good thing was that they were napping for so long.
Because of the heat, yeah,
exactly,
the naps, yeah.
But the issue is that it then restricted me to, again, the hotel.
Yeah, because...
Or, again, not really going where I want to go because they're in the buggy asleep and all of that stuff. The mosquito bites didn't help either. What is that?
I didn't get any.
I was not prepared for that.
I didn't get any.
Now I know to take bug spray with me. Or to take, what's that spray that you put on so that they don't...
Maybe my La Roche was repelling them because I didn't get any mosquito bites.
Maybe. Or whatever fragrance you were wearing.
Roche. Is it?
La Roche.
It's La Roche? La Roche Posay.
I just know it's expensive.
Yeah.
But that I was not impressed because now they're all over my legs.
Wow.
And I'm just like, oh my God. And they're itchy as hell.
I didn't get any mosquito bites.
Now I need to make sure that next time we go, I take some spray or whatever it may be to just make sure I'm sorted. None of the kids got bitten. It's
just you.
It's just me and the other half got bitten everywhere.
But maybe what fragrance were you wearing?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, maybe it was like an oudi type.
Yeah, because that could have been something.
That could also
have
been a factor. But why just my legs though?
I don't know. Did you have the legs out?
Of course, it was Dubai.
The legs were out.
The legs were out. Although some days I had them covered, but the legs were pretty much out, for sure. Yes, I would still stick to the same time of the year though. By the way. I know people are like, "Oh, don't go. It's too hot.
Like April,
you can't breathe."
Or March.
It
was hot. I don't mind the heat. It was hot, but
I could
whatever.
breathe. People need to relax. I could breathe.
And especially at the hotel because obviously all the pools are on the roof. You get a nice breeze.
A really nice breeze.
Yeah, you get a super nice breeze.
I was not really that bothered. And even when we were out, everywhere's got aircon.
Yeah.
You can't really feel it, to be honest. Unless you're walking from like a distance. When we went to Starbucks and we nearly died.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. We decided one day to walk from Lish's hotel. We booked 2 different hotels for the 2 different families so that we can enjoy the experience better and the other, whatever it is. So, and then we decided to walk to go and get a coffee. And it was less than a 5-minute walk, but boy.
It was hot.
But then I don't know how the natives do it because they were all in long sleeves, like I said. They were all in long sleeves. And I was like, what's going on here?
Know. That was me in Abu Dhabi because obviously I wore the abaya.
Of course.
Whew. It was, I do Fahrenheit. It was 101 degrees.
Whoa.
And I was just like...
Jeez.
When we got to the mosque.
Did you wear anything underneath? Like your shorts?
I wore shorts and a bra.
Okay. But you were still boiling.
I was boiling.
And they wear stuff like actual like tops and leggings
exactly.
underneath.
So
I don't know how they do it.
Their bodies must be used to it, because I was just, wow. What we even when we got to the mosque, we ended up taking the mosque is huge. Mm-hmm. We ended up taking a taxi thing to the exit because we just couldn't walk in.
No
it was too hot.
No way did you do that.
Thing to the exit.
You did. You couldn't get to the exit.
I was like, can we? He was like, yeah, squeeze in. Everybody's like,
oh God, yeah, of course. Here we go. Yeah, the family.
Yeah, all 7 of us. All 7 of us.
They were sick of y'all.
Yeah, let's squeeze in.
We did get a few side eyes with the cab drivers because we're a black family. Yeah, it was actually very rare to see a full on black family there. Mother, father, children.
Yeah, I think we only saw a few in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right. I didn't.
Yeah, it was
even at our hotel. I saw like people. Couples. Yeah, no kids.
Couples.
Yeah.
Single people, but no.
Actually, yeah, no black.
What
kids,
do they call it? Nuclear.
Kids.
Is it nuclear?
Oh yeah, like your nuclear family.
Yeah. None of that. No, very, very few black kids. Of course, when we went to the safari, we saw that one other black family, but their children were a lot older.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a rarity. Maybe this is the reason why they thought they needed to take pictures because the boys were so rare. But it's also, I don't think it's not a thing that people go there with their families. I think maybe the season that we went.
But it's weird because it is very family oriented. There's so many things for kids to do there. So I do find it weird that people don't go with their, well, at least maybe black people. Because there were, on our flight, we flew with Emirates, there were, I didn't have anxiety about Liam crying due to the fact that the amount of kids that were on that flight.
There was bear babies. There was bear babies on my flight.
So
too.
many.
Yeah, left, right, and center.
So many.
I told you there was that one baby that kept on waking up.
Yeah.
And then you know what's crazy? They were looking at me funny when I came in because I had the twins, right?
Yeah.
So they were like, oh. You could tell they were giving the eye. The air stewardesses, everybody was looking at me like, that bitch really turned up with twins on this flight.
Babies.
And it's going to be like 6-7 hours. And these babies are going to give us ginger. And the whole entire time they were asleep. Meanwhile, your kid was, if I tell you that kid was wiling on that flight.
On the whole flight.
Just causing pure chaos. Chaos. He didn't sleep until maybe the last hour or 2 hours of the flight. The rest of the time, he was turning the fuck up. Like, his parents had enough. They had enough to the point where they were tussling. They were tussling to no end. Like, all bit of their teeth started coming out. He started saying, she's like, so you're never home. This is why he acts like this. I said, ooh. Because I was sat next to them. And then he's like, you spoil him, and this is the reason why he acts like that. Like, everything that needed to come out as a couple, it was all coming out on that flight.
Wow.
By the time they got to Dubai, it was ready for divorce papers because it was that hectic.
That is hilarious.
On that flight. And a lot of this, I think a lot of partners, because of the stress of flying, the stress of the holiday in general,
with kids as well.
With kids, it's very difficult.
Yeah,
they end up mostly just tussling. The key is to just sit separately. Just sit separately.
Yeah, we sat separately.
Yeah.
We all,
just
both
do that
flights,
because otherwise you're just gonna drive each other crazy.
Yeah. We sat separately.
It's like going to IKEA. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Just don't do it. Don't go to IKEA together. Go separately.
Do it indeed.
Yeah, because there's just really no point. Yeah, they were tussling like crazy. And then the air stewardesses were like, oh, wow, the boys have been sleeping this whole entire time. I'm like, yeah, and I was like, this is the reason why I booked that flight. They had such a huge assumption. The older kids were passed out the whole entire time either. I didn't hear a single bleep from them until we landed. Even Cam didn't hear a single bleep. I said to him, switch off the TV thing, go to sleep. He just turned around and He went back. He went straight to sleep.
Of course.
So I'm like,
he passed out.
He passed out. He was not interested in any of the flight thing. It's like, when we get there, that's when I'm gonna start turning up. Exactly. That's when I'm gonna start turning up.
It was funny because one time that happened with me and Layla when we were flying to New York. As soon as the guy saw me come on the plane with Layla, he asked to be moved.
Oh wow! Okay.
He did not want to sit next to us so bad. Like, he moved to a middle seat between two people. First, he was in the aisle.
Bye then.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
End of the flight, he was like, "Wow, she was so good." Like, he was like, "Why did I move my seat?" I was like, "Now you move, asking to be moved." I was like, "That's fine."
What an idiot! But
yeah, that's.
I hope he felt bad
because he actually tapped me to acknowledge that. Wow, the fact that he was so good. Yeah,
exactly.
She was so good during the whole flight.
One of the boys only started turning up on the flight, like I said, on the way back to London. I think 30 minutes in before landing, and then during landing because his ears were popping.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, give him a bottle. The extra," and I'm like, he doesn't take a bottle anymore.
No, she was yelling at you saying to give him a bottle.
He's like he's a year old. He's a year and 3 months old. He's not. Yeah, I'm like, no. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's where we're like, did you have pacifier? There's a dummy. No bottle. No, I'm like, no, I'm not giving him a bottle. He's not getting a bottle. It's just simple as that. He's a big boy. He about to handle this like a G.
He will get through this.
He's about to handle it like a G. But holiday blues are real because we came back to London. We landed and all you could see was just rain. No, just rain, but bad vibes. The Uber driver had attitude.
Oh, so much attitude. Oh, God.
The Uber driver had attitude. We got our luggage, we were fine. But as soon as we got here, everyone started to the tussling. Everyone started to the bad vibes and the energy. I'm like, here we go again. All we get here is bad weather, fucking damp.
Oh, my God. It's like, what?
It's exactly bad weather, damp, and bad vibes. I got to the house, my car was covered in them fucking leaves from the tree and shit like that. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. Ugh. I had to start, like I said, I walked into the house and it smelled like we hadn't been there for 20 years. Meanwhile, my house smells nice on a regular day. But because the windows weren't open.
We're closed, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, for many days.
I've never heard of damp until I moved to this country.
Of course, exactly. I'm just like, all the moisture had just sat in my house for whatever it may be. Back to work on Monday. Everyone's going to be like, how was it? And now I'm going to have to reminisce about how...
That's the worst part, where it's just like, wow. When I got back, I was just like, wow, not so long ago, I was sitting in the sun by the pool with my guy Raph, chopping it up.
Chopping it up, indeed. They kept on coming over and going, Habibi, you want another drink?
Oh my God.
I'm like, yes. Pour it up.
I miss that, Habibi.
So Habibi is, I'm guessing it's just a term of endearment because they were calling the babies Habibi as well. Yeah, they were saying hello Habibis to the baby. So I guess it's just a term of endearment in general. But yeah, it was wonderful.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I was cracking up because one of the cab drivers, we were talking about that we were from the UK. And he was like, oh, it's too hot. And we were like, no, we love it. It rains too much in the UK. And he was like, what? He was like, when it rains here, we all walk outside and we thank God.
Oh, wow. Yes.
I was just like, what? I was like, no. I was like, not when it's raining every single day.
And the fact that it was in the news as well to say that it's going to be 45 days.
55
days
girl,
of
55
rain
days.
For this summer or whatever it may be.
I didn't even notice last year was 53 days, but I'm not surprised because remember, we went to the beach to do a staycation.
Of course,
we had to bring the kids to soft play because it was raining.
It was raining so badly. And of course, then people will be like, oh, this is why I'm like, this story is of, oh, you're here to take our jobs and take our benefit money. And nobody wants to fucking be here, okay?
Nobody wants to live here.
If I could pick where I could be, it would be the Maldives. It would be Dubai. Like, it would be somewhere but here, okay? There's just... And as much as I want to say that you make your own vibes and you make your own energy, but you're supposed to be kind of surrounded by somewhat things that want to input that as well, right?
Yeah.
So let's say the people also should maybe be giving you some sort of good vibes, or the weather should be giving you some sort of good vibes, or what it may, it's to just encourage you a little bit more to
feel
to feel somewhat too, okay.
I mean, I think people that are from here, they also are miserable by the weather, because you already see when the sun is out in this country,
the vibes change.
Oh, they change.
People say hello, hi,
good morning.
Someone who's never spoken to you for like the past 6 years you've lived there, or whatever it may be, or the past 10 years, all of a sudden it's like, hey, how you doing? Yeah.
Great weather, innit?
Exactly. Even the Instagram posts are on a different vibe. Everyone will be hashtagging somebody's here. Meanwhile, what, for one day? For one day.
One day.
It's nuts. That's the other thing, actually, that I realized that was there. The appreciation of, I mentioned the black kids thing, but the appreciation of black women. The amount of compliments I got out there. Nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. And it wasn't on some fetish type.
No. They were super.
You know, it's like that here.
Super,
yeah. They were super appreciative of just like, wow, you look beautiful.
It was definitely creme de la creme.
Yeah. It was top.
Yeah, we even got upgraded.
Like you said, it was top tier, and it was from everybody. Yeah. The women, the men, everyone was really just appreciative of just what it is to be melanated. Yeah, it was wonderful. And I didn't get the whole, oh, your hair's so nice, but it looks so creative. So how long did it take you to do it?
That's interesting.
That's interesting. Oh, you're so creative.
That's so nice. So exotic. They didn't say your hair was exotic in Dubai?
They didn't say my hair was exotic in Dubai. They weren't even, like, shocked by my hairstyle. They didn't even, oh my God, that color looks amazing on your skin tone. It would never do anything for my skin tone. Bitch, who asked you?
Oh my God.
Like, who asked you what it would look like on your skin tone? It's just like that was not a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, wearing prints or colors, and everyone was like shocked by it, by saying, oh my goodness, I could never get away with that print, but you can. It's just like, oh, the black in you can. The black in you gets away with everything except for slavery.
Oh my God.
It's just exactly. Like, you know, it was not a thing at all. It was just like, okay, you look beautiful in general. And that's it. There was no, let's say, backhanded compliments. There was no, oh, for a black person, or there was no, oh, you know, this is out of the box.
Yeah.
You know, because everyone is there it is all very luxurious. You know, it was giving money.
It was giving money.
And you were saying a few people have said how pretentious it is out there.
Yeah. People that live there, they were saying that, you know, it's you know, who has the biggest car, what bag you're carrying, or, you know, everybody has drivers and nannies. And one of the women that I met there, she's originally from Manchester.
Right.
And her husband moved there for business. She was one of the families that says they spend their summers in Europe. And because she doesn't work, she's like, she doesn't feel like she needs a nanny, because what is she doing
at
all
home
day?
anyway?
Yeah, exactly. And she's like, she doesn't feel like she needs a driver either. So she's like, she's pretty much just like chill. She's like, I don't need to have to show you the latest bag or anything like that. And I was just like, as long as you know you could afford it, it doesn't matter.
All that matters.
And she was like, exactly.
Yeah.
She's like, that's not important to me. So I thought that was interesting. because I'm the same. I'm more about experiences. I don't care about buying certain things. If you know,
you know.
You know. You know.
If you don't,
that's fine.
On you.
It's okay. And one of the things that she did mention though was that even though people are super pretentious there and things like that, one thing she appreciated the most about living in Dubai was that it was so safe and so safe for her child. But then she said that she has a problem though, that when they travel, that she needs to let her child know that everywhere is not like
Dubai. It's a dark
Dubai.
world out there. It's saying that point, I could not stop thinking about the stuff we've heard on social media about what the men get up to there. And somehow, unfortunately for me, because I couldn't stop thinking about it, I kind of had my guard up because of what we hear of what they get up to. And I'm sure that's a very small percentage. Yeah. It could be like even 0.01%. Exactly. Because like the dark web, the dark side of, that kind of nonsense that they be doing is everywhere in the world. Yeah. But I think because it got highlighted so much on social media during that time, I then was like, okay, so this is what they do here. And I mean, like, the black women are still also going out.
Girl, the amount of BBLs that I saw there. And subjecting themselves to that.
The amount of BBLs that I saw. If I tell you, it looked like it was like BBL world. Yeah. That's all. All I saw left, right, and center was a BBL, a boob job, a tiny waist, a fat transfer.
The fucking lips.
The lips. The lips. And it was with everybody.
The lips.
Most of the black women that I saw there were all BBL'd up. Yeah. They were stacked to a T. That booty was sitting high, not low. Never that. Those titties were up and up. Up. And no one was telling them nothing of it. No. And them two, what is it called? Alo, 2 pieces. You know that brand? They were wearing those 2 pieces.
Alo moves or whatever.
And their little Kellys. Yep. And they were out there. But I really did not see, very rarely, unless it was like low-level workers, coffee places, places like that. I would see the odd black woman there that didn't necessarily have any work done. Yeah. But you could tell the girls were out there. I feel
working. Like those are like the girls. Yeah, like you said, they're working there.
Exactly.
Yeah, the beach. When we went to the beach, it was BBL City.
Of course. Yeah. With everyone too, even the locals too. Mm-hmm. It's like they've just this whole plastic surgery thing is gone nuts. It literally has gone nuts there. Just the assumption that perfection is the goal and end all.
Yeah, but then it's like, it's also not perfection to me. Your lip looking lopsided is not terrible. It's not perfection. Looked terrible.
And I'm like, and they were everywhere. Yeah. Every left, right, and center of a corner that we went. Yeah, there was a Botox center, lip fillers. What is it called? Those enhancements that don't need surgery. What are they called?
Like the non-invasive.
Non-invasive. Yeah. And I don't know if I told you, but on the flight back, there was a woman who dropped all of her Ozempic on the girl.
What?
So the big O is the thing, right? Everybody and their mama who's trying to lose weight is taking Ozempic. Clearly, she's a native from there. But Ozempic is like 200 a pop here. Like 200, 300, 400 pounds is going for one vial, right? Wow. Okay? It's money. Because people can't get it anymore on the NHS. So coming to sell it here is obviously because it's sold out everywhere. Or even in America, it's getting sold out. The people who actually need it
can't even get access to it.
Get access to it anymore.
That is terrible.
Because bitches want to get skinny. This woman, we're on our way to checking in. After security, you get to boarding, basically. She dropped her whole cooler. It was an actual cooler full of Ozempic. It went everywhere. The ice, because she had put ice in there and everything. The ice and everything was all on the floor. People were trying to help her to pick it up. That's when I noticed the label. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
It's either she's going to sell it or she's going to give it away to her friends or whatever it may be. But she was a BBL babe. With the lips and all that. She ain't got no diabetes. That for sure. The only diabetes she's getting is from her sugar daddy.
Oh my gosh. That's the kind of diabetes I need too. So that's my plan, to go back and meet my Habibi.
She definitely has got no diabetes, but it was all over the floor at the airport, and she was there blushing and picking it up and stuff like that. It's like, wow, that's another thing that we don't know. We give it 5 years, 10 years, people are going to have all of these terrible side effects.
Apparently, though, it does say that it is that it's reversing kidney disease. So it is very helpful for kidney disease, but if people are using it,
if you don't got no kidney disease, and if you ain't got no diabetes, what is your business using that? Because
what does it do? Like, does it just curb your appetite?
I believe it curbs your appetite. Also, I think they can go days without eating. So it's basically what it is. Wow. It curbs your appetite completely, and then it cuts their weight in half. And of course, if they're working out. If you're fasting, technically, if you're fasting the whole entire time and you're working out, then you're over here dropping the pounds like there ain't no tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The girls are tiny.
They are tiny.
Yeah.
They are tiny.
So the days
I'm not on Ozempic, though.
You're just on life.
I'm on life. Life is stressing me out.
You're just on life.
Who needs Ozempic when you have stress? Who needs Ozempic?
Oh, but yeah, it was. It's interesting to see that also actually the whole thick scenario that we had for years actually, where people are loving being thick, and now all of a sudden the girls are taking everything out. I think it started with the Kim taking out her BBL. Did you see Nikki? She's taken out her boob.
Did she?
Her boobs, yeah. So that her boobs are significantly smaller. She's slowly reducing the booty as well, because it's just it was getting ridiculous. People are starting to out here looking crazy.
Yeah, no, it's like how you maintain that?
I don't know. The fad is kind of gone, and I think it's gonna be the same with this whole skinny girl era. Yeah, because we had it with
we had the skinny girl era back in the day. Yeah,
Mary Kate.
And Ashley
also. Yeah. All the celebs were anorexic, basically, and they wouldn't sleep. They would be walking just to get rid of
exactly.
The pounds.
I know they wish they had Ozempic back then.
So all of these fads, they come and go, but insecurity remains. Oh. So, people just jump on one.
You're gonna be insecure about one thing
or the other. Yeah. So it's never gonna go away. But here we are. Back in the United Kingdom.
Back here.
Yeah, back to our regular.
Yeah, I mean...
But looking fine as, that's all that matters. The tan is tanning.
The tan is tanning.
Exactly. So
how long is it going to stay?
Nobody knows.
Oh, man.
So when they say as soon as you land, you're trying to book your next holiday, I feel it in
my
soul.
I feel it. But my bank account is saying
it's
otherwise.
Saying something else. It's saying something else.
So, as I like to say, if there is anybody out there that wants,
to sponsor.
A little...
you should have sponsored tattooed on you
at this point. Right here. I need to put it on my, like Amber Rose on my forehead.
On your forehead.
Right here.
Sponsors wanted here. But
sponsor.
No. A time was had. We're thankful. We're grateful. Thank you to God.
Thank you for guiding for giving us back here
safely. And giving us that opportunity, because our children are going to have those memories that possibly we never had growing up, and they get to do it together.
Yeah.
As well,
one thing Layla is like, I've been to Dubai.
Of course, exactly. They're big.
She's
they're
like,
big kids
I just got back from Dubai.
So nothing will ever faze them. Nothing will impress them like their parents have impressed them enough. Yeah. So that's all the things that matters really.
It was actually it's cute because her and her cousin Cami, when we were out there, they were talking about like all the places that I've been, that they've been, and so Cammy was like, yeah, I've been to Spain. And Layla was like, Mommy, have I been to Spain?
I know, baby
and
girl,
I was
but
like, no, exactly.
Don't worry about that.
Like, no.
You're going to go to Spain
No, but it was cute. Like, you know, as you said, for kids to kind of have those, memories and talk about the places that they've been to.
And also like just us as friends, you know, just to know that we experienced that together.
Yeah, exactly.
Regardless of whether we were not in the same hotel or spending every day together. The fact that we experienced it together is really, really cool. It's something that I want us to
She talked me into spending all my money.
I sure did.
Yeah. And going with kids because I definitely wanted to go, but it was supposed to be a mommy break.
I say if if your friend can't come with you on holiday with her whole family and your whole family, change your friends. Get you some new friends.
Get some new friends.
Because the time and that way I get to experience the holiday blues together.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but the next one is definitely gonna be solo.
A mommy break.
It's gonna be a mommy break for sure. Yeah, because it was still work while we were out there. We still had to mother.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like I need
good doing
I need a holiday from the holiday.
From the holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we need. But yeah, it's been a great week after that. And I said, back to life, back to reality. On that note, it's been real. My name is D.
I am Lish.
And this is Allow It.